Scary Harry Gary, your rapid response special ops, semi-nomadic botanical mercenary at your service, with another video down here in Atherton, California, of a garden that I designed and installed and continue to maintain. It's the if you call me up and you're like, I want you to come trim my trees, Gary, I'll be like, I don't do that anymore. But there's one customer that I still do it for, and this guy is so cool. Look, check this out. I can't show you everything. I'll show you a couple things. So many cool things here. And all my palms are scattered about this big property. But look at this thing. That is a ginormous crystal. Oh, yeah. Anyway, back on point. Yeah, I just can't say no. He wants me to take care of these trees until I'm dead. Or he's dead. I don't know. Whichever comes first, maybe. But anyway, so I can still come down here and do this. But I love coming here to see my babies, see how they're developing. And this is another bitchin' plant alert, because these plants here are not for sale, but these are from a batch of blue palms that I still have in the nursery. They're just fantastic. Look at the silver coloration on them. This is Brahea armata. These are the two biggest ones I had that I planted here, and they're growing 3 times faster than the ones in the nursery just because they're in the ground. But we have lots more of these, and this is an underutilized palm. It's actually almost a California native. It's almost a California politically drawn map native, because it's only native 20 miles south of the San Diego border, inland in the mountains, and it comes really close to being an actual California native. Now, it is a California native if you take the floristic province of California, which doesn't abide by political boundaries and rather by ecotypes. But anyway, here it is in all its glory, and it's incredibly adapted here because it's so close to our climate zone. In fact, these were native here until the last ice age pushed them south. So now they're back with a vengeance. Yeah, and I'm helping them. But so the features of this plant, it's the Mexican blue palm, and you can see the main feature is this incredible iridescent silver coloration, which looks fantastic if you can contrast it with dark green material or anything dark and shadowy behind it. You can see those shadows. Look at the shadow right there. And you see that how it just stands out. Anyway, so the coloration on them is really fantastic. And there's so much greenery, green color with palms, so it's nice to punctuate the garden with some pops of silver. And so that's one great thing about it. It's a very slow growing palm, which is kind of good because you don't want them skying into the sky where you're not going to be looking. I mean, how often do you walk around and look straight up at the sun? Not often. So you want to keep the plants down on your field of view from within the garden, or else you're just landscaping for your neighbor to have a beautiful silhouette in the sunset, which I appreciate when my neighbors do that for me. But it doesn't really do them any good. Now, this flower structure is also one of the obvious inherent beautiful traits of this plant, and it's just spectacular when they are in full bloom. And this is its big sort of coming out year. Both these plants really hit their stride this year. This is the most they've flowered ever, and right now it's mid-August, so obviously it does it during the warm months. But look at how long the flowers are. They start down by the ground, and they go, 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 and they go. Look how far back they go. It's incredible. Look at the flower stalks themselves, the coloration on the flower stalks themselves. See this? Isn't that cool? Like right there, that's a flower stalk. So they have really neat, almost zebra-like qualities to them with that stripe. And have that iridescent blue color in the stalk as well. The client, he's most often in Italy, at his estate in Italy, where they have their olive factory and oil factory or whatever. But he came home and he just couldn't believe this. He took pictures of it. He's like, "This is amazing." I'm like, "Yeah, that was the idea. I planted these things 7-8 years ago, but it kind of took that long for them to really show themselves off." But look at the beautiful flower. It literally comes out 4th of July, so it looks like these things are fireworks, is the way I like to think of them. And they're really at their height right now. Pretty soon they'll start drying up, and I'll have to cut them off, and then we'll just have a nice clean head of foliage that will be contrasting the beautiful Quercus agrifolia oaks behind it. And actually in habitat, these two plants overlap. We really think about this as our real native tree in the Bay Area here, probably the most common oak along the coast anyway, coastal live oak. And then this one actually, you know, like I said, just south of the border in San Diego in the mountains, and then from there south. But this Quercus agrifolia also exists down there. But I have a whole bunch of these big, beautiful blue palms in 60-inch boxes. They're probably half the size, but that still means they're huge. And all you landscape designers out there that want to do something utterly spectacular, like suppose you want your garden to look better than all the other gardens on the street, maybe you should call me up and I will set you up with some of these. They're really fantastic. They're over in Richmond. They're not going to look as perfect as these, because think about it. These plants have roots everywhere now. They've been in so long. So they're just pulling up all kinds of stuff. And even the lower fronds are like in perfect condition. They're still green, well, bluish green, the color that's supposed to be. Whereas plants in boxes don't have as much resources to draw from. So they're not going to be as perky as these are. But I wanted to make a video to show people how perky they can be once they reach max perk, which is right now. So anyway, come on down to Golden Gate Palms, get your palm on, and come down and think about punctuating that garden with a big pop of silver. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, come on down to the nursery. Love to see you.